Do you suffer from knee pain? Ever been diagnosed with osteoarthritis or worried about the risks involved with knee surgery?
It hurt all the time, like the nerves were rubbing against each other.
I was at the point of either replace my knees because I'm tired of this pain.
Get the relief you need without surgery. We're Arthritis Knee Pain Centers, the premier leaders in non-surgical knee pain treatments. Instead of surgically replacing your knees, our state-of-the-art procedures replenish the depleted natural cushioning in your joints with an FDA-approved shock-absorbing gel, without surgery and without downtime.
After the first injection, I knew it was going to work.
We've successfully treated thousands of patients. Medicare and most private insurance cover this procedure.
Full motion, no pain, walking, everything just back normal like it used to be.
Now, with locations in Lexington, call 1-800-257-3608 for a free no-obligation knee pain assessment or go to arthritis.kneepain.com.
There are plenty of apps to reduce your stress, but Tally removes the stress caused by credit card debt.
My kid broke his arm. $5,000 in medical bills. You?
Inflation. It's killing me.
I know. I'm totally freaking out.
With Tally, you'll get a low-interest line of credit to pay off your high-interest credit cards. You'll get out of debt faster and, on average, save thousands on interest.
Feel your debt disappear.
I can be debt-free.
Group meditation won't end your credit card stress, but Tally can. Download the Tally app today and get out of debt fast.
The WKYT First Alert Weather app, alerting you first to inconvenient weather, tracking storms live, and bringing you hour-by-hour forecasts wherever you are. Download the WKYT First Alert Weather app today. WKYT First Alert Weather, alerting you first.
All eyes on the possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms, and the flood threat remains. We're tracking them just ahead. Also on WKYT News, the death toll continues to rise as recovery efforts are continuing from the devastating flooding in eastern Kentucky. And families are starting to find items that survived the flood. We're in hard-hit Knott County.
With First Alert Weather, this is WKYT News.
Good afternoon, I'm Bill Bryant, and we have now learned that at least 35 lives have been lost in devastating flooding in eastern Kentucky. Our Amber Philpott is back in Perry County today following the work being done so far. Amber?
Good afternoon to you, Bill. Yeah, we're here in Hazard. We're actually at the Kentucky National Guard Armory, and that is the place that is the staging area for many of those first responders as they get called out into these areas. Many of them on their 5th day now, working so very hard out in these hard-hit communities. We're going to talk about what we were given access to coming up in just a moment. But first, we want to talk a little bit of weather because many of these areas, they've been hit so very hard with so much rain and flooding. And now that threat is back. But now I want to send it back to Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey because now we are adding in another threat in the mix when it comes to weather.
Yeah, potential is there later tonight, Amber, for severe thunderstorms, hail, high winds, the primary players. We had, unfortunately, more rounds of flooding rains into some of the same hit areas earlier this morning. A first alert weather day is going to take us through at least Tuesday morning. Then it may take a break, and I'm afraid we may fire this back up later into the weekend. Strong to severe thunderstorms, damaging wind threat, and the potential for flash flooding. Greatest risk is going to be across the southeast. Flood watch is out for eastern and southeastern Kentucky into early tomorrow. Good news, no active warnings that are out across central and eastern Kentucky. Radar picture, though, picking up on scattered thunderstorms that are beginning to flare here in the southern parts of Ohio. This stuff is oriented more now west to east, but what will happen later tonight, we will see this trying to come together in a linear form or a line of thunderstorms that would drop in across the region. Right now, it's just scattered stuff. That may be the beginning, though, of that line that does try to fire up just ahead of a front that is off to the northwest of us. So we've got the juicy air that remains throughout the region. If you've been out today, you can kind of feel that wind that is gusting up, and you can see kind of leaves turning over, an indication a lot of times that rain is going to be hitting your region. And yeah, we're going to see some thunderstorms that will crank up later today into the wee hours of the morning. Storm Prediction Center has highlighted most of Kentucky in the slight risk for severe thunderstorms. Now, that would be with this potential line that develops along and just north of the Ohio River. The best chance of that occurring comes late evening into the wee hours of the morning. So this may be an overnight event where we're on guard for the possibility of damaging winds, large hail, and unfortunately, the possibility of more flash flooding. We'll take a look at that in greater detail when I come back here in just a few minutes.
Chris, we'll see you then, and thank you. Teams are still in rescue mode today in eastern Kentucky. Communities are submerged in water days after storms brought devastated flooding. And WKYT's Amber Philpott is live in Perry County, joining us once again as we continue our first alert weather coverage. Amber?
Yeah, Bill, you know, we heard from the governor this afternoon that the death toll now has risen to 35, and we've heard the governor over the last several days say that that number sadly is expected to rise. You know, rescue teams, they are still out in some of the hard-hit areas like here in Hazard. They're still out working every single day to still pluck people from these floodwaters. Washed out roads and bridges are making it very difficult for first responders to access remote areas of eastern Kentucky. In some of those places, the only way out has been by air. The National Guard alone has pulled more than 400 survivors from the floodwaters.
Obviously, we use a lot of our rotary wing helicopters to rescue people to get to areas that are maybe isolated or cut off.
The threat of even more flooding has added new urgency.
If things weren't hard enough on the people of this region, they're getting rain right now. There is severe storm potential today in all of the impacted areas. That is just not right.
Many residents escaped the rising water in boats. Others just swam. This cell phone video shows a man rescuing a family from a nearly submerged house.
We did get hit by the flood pretty hard, but we were fortunate enough to not have any damage to any of our business assets.
Restaurants like Junior's Hibachi and Heinemann have been cooking up hundreds of free meals.
We had to wait till we got electricity, which was, I think Saturday. We just wanted to come out and do something.
Officials remain focused on finding additional survivors. They're also working to restore electricity and make housing available before temperatures rise into the mid-90s later this week. And finding survivors is key because there is still hope in these communities. Now, the reason that we are back in Hazard today is that we were granted access to travel along with Kentucky Fish and Wildlife officers. We spent about 5 hours with them traveling through some of the hardest hit areas here in Perry County. And while we were out with those officers, we were actually dispatched to 2 different scenes where there was an active recovery, so we thought, going on, or an active rescue going on. And when we got there, it was a false alarm, which is a good thing. That means they are freed up to then go look for other people. So coming up in our next hour, coming up at 5, we're going to take you along with those officers, show you how they are going door to door. They are checking on people, bringing some much needed supplies. And also for one of these officers, this is a very personal mission, and you're going to hear from him coming up tonight at 5. But for now, that is the story live here in Hazard. Back to you, Bill.
All right, Amber, thank you. We'll see you shortly. We know that many people are asking for ways to donate now, and we have a QR code at the bottom of your screen, and you can scan it with your smartphone or tablet, and that will take you to our Appalachia Rises webpage where you can donate. Eastern Kentucky continuing to work to pick up the pieces today after the historic flash flooding. The death toll is up to 35, but officials fear they will continue to find more bodies. Governor Beshear made stops in Perry, Knott, and Letcher counties yesterday. Beshear talked with local leaders and got a closer look at the devastation left behind from the deadly flooding. Today, in his Team Kentucky update, Beshear said he will be keeping a promise to those in western Kentucky as well as those in eastern Kentucky.
7 months. 7 months of keeping promises. And we're going to continue to keep promises to the people of that area. I hope that is a testament to the people of eastern Kentucky about what we are going to do to stand with you.
Sifting through what was lost and trying to save other items is a process, and that is what flood victims are doing in eastern Kentucky now. In Knott County, efforts are underway to save items at a historic school. WKYT's Phil Pendleton has more.
Old pictures, slides, and furniture. People here are trying to remove from the school numerous items that were covered in mud and others almost being destroyed by the floodwaters, and they're trying to salvage whatever they can.
4 feet of floodwater flowed through the basement of the school. Volunteers showed up shortly afterward to help remove those items. And once the call went out to help salvage priceless records, slides, photos, and furniture, people responded from all over the United States.
And so we had a tremendous response from archivists and historians from all over the country offering advice. We had a number of people come here to campus to help with the process of saving some of those documents.
The director told me that he would like to relocate further up that hill in hopes of this never happening again. In Hindman in Knott County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
And at least there, no one was injured when the flood happened early Thursday morning. Breathitt County is one of the hardest hit areas. Emergency management officials say they are still getting calls from family members who can't find their loved ones. John Allen with Lee County Emergency Management says once those primary searches are done, crews are going to head back in for secondary searches. Right now, there are more than 30 crews stationed at the Walmart parking lot in Jackson, where officials are coordinating the rescue operation. Allen says dry weather over the weekend has helped tame the water, but it is presenting some new challenges as it goes down. There is an outpouring of support for Eastern Kentucky. Folks here in Lexington are gathering donations. There are locations across the city. WKYT's Chelsea Jones is with the folks over at ARH to find out what items they're collecting for Eastern Kentucky. Chelsea?
Well, good afternoon to you, Bill. I am here at the ARH corporate office in Lexington, and I can tell you that volunteers have been here all throughout the day, gathering supplies, loading up vans, which are then headed to Eastern Kentucky. Now, ARH is short for Appalachian Regional Healthcare and operates 14 hospitals and more than 90 clinics across the region. The nonprofit has set up donation centers at its hospitals. People impacted by the floods can go to these centers and grab items they need. ARH is asking for water and non-perishable food items like peanut butter, crackers, and granola bars. It's also asking for medical supplies such as tetanus vaccines, insulin, and wound care items. ARH has been donating these medical supplies to shelters housing flood victims.
We are the largest employer in our region, so our employees are our community and are our family there, and their families become our family. So all we can do to assist them, that's what our mission is, and that's why we exist.
Now, right now, I have Paul Buta, who is with ARH. He is kind of overseeing some of the logistics of these donations. And Paul, if you can kind of tell us, why do you need bottled water? Why do you need non-perishable food items?
Well, right now, Chelsea, water is in short supply in Eastern Kentucky. The system has been corrupted. They can't have access to potable water, so the water that is flowing right now in a lot of places is non-potable, so you can use it to rinse off stuff, but you can't really drink it, use it to clean with or anything like that. So we want to make sure that everybody has fresh drinking water and has the ability to use the water for what they need it for. So we've been pushing out as much water as we can. We've had the state assisting us with delivering water to our hospitals and distribution points, and it's to make sure that everybody has that first need in the priority of needs of water and then food.
And to my understanding, I believe ARH has even been impacted by this flooding. About 147 employees have lost everything. About 16 employees you guys are still trying to account for. How is this nonprofit trying to assist those employees as well as other flood victims?
So what we're doing right now is through donations, we're trying to get the food, the clothing. We're trying to get shelter for everybody. For 141 ARH family members, we're really concerned. Other employees have teamed up to provide housing. People have invited all their neighbors, friends into their homes. We have friends and family with 3 and 4 other families in their homes right now. The outpouring from Lexington, pushing the supplies to them has been really good. But what we need to do is continue this for the next few weeks. This isn't something that we can cure overnight. It's going to be a long-term strategy to rebuild what we have in Kentucky. And the importance of us helping our ARH employees is they're your doctors, your nurses, your technicians, your environmental services people that serve everybody else in the community. So we're trying to help them get established so that they can continue to provide that life-saving treatment that's needed in this area right now.
All right, well, thank you so much, Paul. And as you heard him say, they really need donations right now. And now ARH will be accepting those donations every day this week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. For now, live in Lexington, Chelsea Jones, WKYT.
Chelsea, thank you very much, and an informative interview there. WKYT is partnering with Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky and Appalachian Regional Healthcare for Appalachia Rises. Right now on WKYT.com, we have links to 2 relief funds. Those are through the Foundation and Appalachian Regional Healthcare. We have their mailing addresses on your screen right now as well. ARH also collecting supplies at their Lexington office. You can also scan the QR code on your screen for more information on ways to donate.
All eyes on the possibility of strong and severe thunderstorms, and unfortunately more flooding rain is going to get active later this evening into the overnight. We're going to track it just ahead.
Download the WKYT News app today.
I've had rheumatoid arthritis for 24 years. Having everything right here is not only convenient, but it saves your energy as well. I've been very happy here. I felt that staff has cared a lot about the patients. I would definitely highly recommend the Arthritis Center.
Summer is in full swing, and that has a lot of homeowners thinking about replacing their windows. Hi, everybody. Joe with Kirsten from West Shore Home, and today we're going to talk about how West Shore is making replacing your windows easy, convenient, and most importantly, affordable.
So, Joe, we know that a lot of people are noticing problems with their windows, whether they're sagging or they're bowing, or they notice their air conditioning is running more than it should. Either way, West Shore Home is there to help.
That's great. Now, a lot of people know they need new windows, but they're wondering, is now the right time? Gas prices are up and costs could be a real concern. So what is West Shore doing to help?
So, Joe, right now we're offering our most flexible financing of the year. For people who give us a call right now, we're offering 2 full years of no payments and no interest financing. This is the most flexible option for homeowners who are looking to start their project now while saving big.
So, Kirsten, you're saying somebody can have those windows installed right now and make no payments and pay no interest until 2024. That's really helpful.
That's right, Joe. People love this offer because it gives them the flexibility to pay on their own terms over the next 2 years. We're trying to make it as easy as possible for people to get their window project done now. So why don't we take a look at one that we did here recently? We're seeing a lot of projects like this one right now. People are noticing that their windows aren't looking as good as they used to, so they want to swap them out with something new and modern. We were able to install all these windows in just a day, and it drastically improved the curb appeal of their home. The best part is that these homeowners were able to take advantage of our flexible financing. They got 2 full years of no payments and no interest.
That project looked amazing. Kirsten, thanks so much, folks. If you're noticing any problems with your windows, call West Shore Home right now. And when you do, take advantage of this great offer. West Shore Home is extending this offer for 1 week only. It's 24 months of no payments and no interest financing. And if you call in right now, they're going to take 50% off the cost of installation. Call the window experts at West Shore Home now.
Are you looking to sell your vehicle? Horsepower Motor Sales of Frankfort is now open, and we're ready to buy your car, truck, or SUV. The demand for used vehicles is on the rise, and you can get top dollar for your old car even if you don't buy from us. With over 100 years of combined experience in the automotive industry, we're excited to be serving the Frankfort area, and we're ready to make you an offer on your vehicle today. So bring your vehicle to Horsepower Motor Sales right off for Sales Road next to Tractor Supply, and let us put money in your pockets. You know us, you trust us, come see us.
Welcome to the place where stories are told, yeah, man, legends are celebrated, and dreams are made. Kick off your boots and stay a while, because you don't want to miss out. Yeah! We are Circle Network. Country plays here.
WKYT First Alert Weather Day. This thing has been with us now for a week. We've been in First Alert Weather Day mode for a solid week now. We may catch a bit of a break middle of the week, and then I think we're back into it end of the week and toward the weekend with some thunderstorms that can produce some more issues. Let's focus on what is going on in the short term. Through Tuesday, flash flooding and the possibility of severe thunderstorms into much of central and eastern Kentucky. Now, the flood threat is, again, across areas which have been devastated over the past week. Parts of eastern Kentucky under that, really, even back into the bluegrass area. We picked up a lot of rain over the past 24 hours into the Lexington metro, the north side especially. We got to be on guard even back here for some local issues from time to time over the next 24 hours. So we're likely within the next hour or so to get a severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch issued for parts of central and northern Kentucky. Thunderstorms are beginning to go up. You see those storms around Parkersburg, West Virginia. That stuff is going away from us. We're watching southern Ohio, southern parts of Indiana. Whatever comes together here is going to wind up on top of the Bluegrass State. And you can see how that line is now beginning to develop. Slight risk of severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center. It just shows the greatest concentration is essentially right over top of us with damaging winds as the primary true severe weather threat. There's a low tornado threat with this, maybe some large hail in a few of those storms. But again, flooding across southeastern Kentucky is going to be elevated. It does not take much, unfortunately, to cause some more issues. We had it again this morning into southeastern Kentucky. Future radar, where we are now versus where we are going. Tries to pop a thunderstorm, weakens out into central Kentucky. Then by 9 this evening, there's your line, dropping in from north to south across the region. Now, it's trying its good old best to pinpoint the exact timing, the intensity, and the location of these thunderstorms. This is around 1 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning. By 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, those thunderstorms are off to the south. What may wind up happening, though, in a setup like this is that leaves a boundary in here somewhere. So watch what the future radar does. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, things are good shape. Popcorn shower, thunderstorm afternoon. Then all of a sudden, tomorrow night, it tries to blow up another complex of strong or severe thunderstorms, dropping it in over the same areas. Now, at all costs, we want to get those storms to avoid southeastern Kentucky. Without question, we need to get those storms into the Bluegrass area and get them out of the southeast. But we are going to deal with the possibility of too much rain again over the next couple of days. Let's go a little longer range with this. We'll start 8 o'clock on Thursday morning because we're going to get back into a pattern Thursday into Friday that's going to feature more rounds of thunderstorms through the area. So again, flooding, the bar is so low, folks, for flooding right now that it doesn't take a whole lot. Unfortunately, I think we can get back into the thick of things with some at least local issues around as we go into Thursday, Friday, part of Saturday, and then later Sunday and into Monday with a weak cold front that drops its way on in from north to south. Some of the models, by the way, over the next 7 days, look at this. They're spitting out some 1, 2, 3, 4+ inch amounts across the region. This is a pattern that is locked in, unfortunately, for the next week to 2 weeks, where you get more thunderstorms than anything else. Sandwiched in between, it's just downright muggy. But this is not a hot pattern, folks. This is a pattern that, unfortunately, Bill, can produce more high water concerns over the next week.
All right, a lot to watch, and we'll do it. Chris, thank you very much. The first ship carrying Ukrainian grain set off from the port of Odessa today. How they're hoping to ease a growing hunger crisis. That story and more coming right up.
Start your mornings with WKYT Mornings.
We'll catch you up on local news as you wake up.
We were following 3 crashes, all that happened overnight.
Know before you go with an accurate first alert forecast. Those showers, those storms, this is an action-packed setup.
And beat the commute with first alert traffic, making sure you're on time all the time. Even in the downtown area, traffic is starting to slow down.
So get ready for your day with us from 4:30 to 9.
Your mornings start on WKYT Mornings.
You don't know about this swing right here. All right, Cash, bring the juice. All right, I'm ready this time.
Benny's better at football. We're better at banking.
Now that's better.
UK Federal Credit Union. It's banking, only better.
People often ask me, how much do I have to pay you up front to be my lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. Personal injury, car crash, slip and fall, free unless we win. We never take a fee unless we win your case. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
The Ageless Center has 40 years of results. Stephanie lost over 130 pounds, 170 inches, and is no longer pre-diabetic or hypertensive. Call the Ageless Center at 859-335-1330 today.
Lexington Overstock Warehouse. Open this weekend only for our big summer clearance sale.
WKYT's Summer Grilling every Tuesday and Thursday right here on WKYT at 10:30.
Hi, this is Lisa from 4Imprint. Yes, I'd like 50 welcome wows, 300 customer I love it, and 200 team member. Oh, yes, certainly. You know, we got some brand new woohoos.
Dial up the wow factor with promotional products from 4imprint. We specialize in awesome items that are certain to awe and guaranteed to deliver some ooh yes. From apparel, backpacks, drinkware to high-tech items.
Wow.
I love it. Woo-hoo! Go to 4imprint.com and find some wow now. 4imprint, for certain.
At Landmark Recovery of Louisville, we are here to help you find recovery from addiction. One team dedicated to a new type of local drug and alcohol addiction treatment that puts you first. Call 866-LANDMARK today.
CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
So these storms, folks, are not wasting any time. You should be in your storm shelter. That is just about right on top of you. And I know a lot of kids are probably watching right now. You're scared to death in your basement or in your safe shelter. You know what? Hang in there. We're going to be all right. We're going to get through this.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on 100.1 WKQQ.
Welcome back to WKYT News. The first ship carrying grain from Ukraine set off from the port city of Odessa today under a deal brokered by the United Nations and Turkey. It's aimed at easing soaring global food prices. Ian Lee has a report.
It's a welcome sound for a Ukrainian city more used to the torment of air raid sirens. This cargo ship packed with 28,000 tons of corn left Ukraine on Monday, bound for Lebanon. It's the first shipment since Russia's invasion more than 5 months ago. This Odessa resident said, "I was delighted when I heard the ship whistle. Finally, life is moving forward and there's some changes in a positive direction." It's part of a deal struck by Turkey, the UN, and Russia last month that allows Ukraine to safely export grain. The move is expected to release huge stores of Ukrainian crops to foreign markets and to help ease a growing hunger crisis. The Kremlin called it positive news. 22 million tons of grain and other agricultural products have been stuck in the country's Black Sea ports for months.
Of course, there's a new harvest coming in as well, so it's really imperative that we get the existing grain out in order to be able to replenish the silos with the new harvest.
Ukraine is one of the world's largest grain exporters, but just getting to port can be difficult and dangerous. Russia is accused of purposefully shelling fields to start fires, with farmers wearing flak jackets while harvesting in the crosshairs, all so they can help feed the world. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
Last week, the owner of one of Ukraine's largest grain-producing companies was killed, along with his wife, when Russia shelled another Ukrainian port city. Tonight's Powerball jackpot is $187 million. Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $20 million after the big reset there. We'll be back with a lot more news. A quick reminder that you can watch WKYT News at 10 tonight on the CW Lexington. Our news continues at 4:30 in a moment.
Download View It to watch WKYT News on your schedule.